Hi there, welcome, it's Mark, and this is August 16th, part 2, just on basically how to use cryptography, cryptocurrency from a user standpoint. So I basically just wanted to go further into depth on how it works a little bit and just clarify a couple of things. So easiest thing was to basically go and just do a kind of like a bit of a presentation, yeah. So there are a couple ways to describe cryptocurrencies, but it's important to understand the key function in what stores the value of the currencies. So the easiest way to describe this is basically if you consider yourself that you have an email account, and inside the email account you have a locked safe folder. And this folder can only be used once, and it contains a secret code that needs to unlock it and open it. Okay, and it sits within the email. So, email account. In the same way, you have a crypto address, a Bitcoin address, which is basically got two parts to it. The one part is the address name itself. So in this case, we have one. So there's a couple of standard names. I'm not going to get into detail, but there are unique names. And basically, it's very similar to the idea of your own personal email address. So in this way, you can compare it, that it's like an email address. And so the question is, what do these things look like and how do we create them? So if we take a look, this is just an example, again, of a Bitcoin address. This is the part that is public, and like your personal email account address, this is the same idea. And you have the other part. This is the private key that I was speaking about. And so this is, again, accessing a special folder that's locked within your email address, okay? Email account. And I was going to show again how this works. So, for instance, this website I found out it's actually designed by MIT students, and the way it works is, again, it creates a unique ID, and through just your cursor movements, and through that it will find out how to go about with creating the rest of your addresses. So that's why it's called bitaddress.org. So they call about a single wallet. So this is kind of like a terminology. It's not really a wallet at all. It's basically an address. You're creating an address. I'll go into this further, but yeah, so this is as easy as it is. This is how you make it. And here is basically this is basically a instruction manual on how to continue using it. So they talk about blockexplorer.com and blockchain.info. So just to give you a quick idea, if I was to use this, okay, go and actually, this specific address now exists. And so if we go to, for instance, blockchain, you're going to be able to go to, let's go to the blockchain. You're going to be able to go to search an address. So let's just delete that. So I copied it. There's a 3. Okay, so search, and what you'll see is there's a Bitcoin address with this specific creation of placeholder on the blockchain. So there it is. It shows you how much you have in there in the placeholder. And if I wanted to basically access this, I would need that specific code over there. So that's the simplest. And now you might be wondering, how is it possible that I did this and this can be done remotely? In other words, you don't even need to have access to the internet here. This is a key factor in why I think using this tool for rural commodity circulation of trade would be viable, because you don't even need an internet access to do this. So and here it goes, and it's basically built into the secret code. It's built, this is actually built, or when they create this address, they create a specific criteria. It's created under certain conditions that the actual blockchain require. And so when I put that specific code in there, it questions, is this a viable code? Is this does this meet the criteria? And so it will just create it there, and then the question comes in when later I want to access it. It will ask again, does that specific key, right? Does this specific key meet the requirements to open up this specific folder? So there are other companies that also, you know, Bitcore is another one. So they basically also allow for the creation of the understanding of how this works, right? So you can go into more depth. So coming back, now the key thing here is a wallet. What is a wallet? Well, a wallet is an entity of multiple of these specific keys, right? These specific keys, I'm referring to these. So when you create a wallet, you create a host of that holds all these private keys. And when you transfer funds, it will basically reorganize all these wallets or these addresses, so they kind of singular focus. They create a singular entity which is gonna act as a single. So you don't have to worry about, you know, every specific one. It will basically unite all of them together. And very similar to having an email account with many different email addresses in there. So it's the same idea, and that's the closest thing you're going to kind of get. But the key with a wallet is that this allows you to remove and extract the funds out of these addresses. So if there was money here, right, this would need to go into a wallet in order to get extracted, right? So that's basically the key to finding a way to remove the money out of that, and then you put it into a wallet. And the wallet can be also created on blockchain, and that's free as well. So all this is free. So when you want to create a wallet, you can sign up here, create your own wallet, and this would allow you to basically access those funds. And once the transfer is made out of the wallet out of that address into this wallet, the funds will be removed entirely. An address does not exist any more than just to hold the funds for one transaction. That is it. That is the purpose of having one address. So for every time you have a transaction, there will be a new address. And the wallet can create those addresses automatically, but if you wanted to be safe more in a vault, you can actually just send them to creating one specific address, and this can be printed out. So for instance, just give you an example here. So if you're taking a look, here is a bit address, and here I can basically remove the address from the digital environment and put it into a physical environment. And this can be printed on something more formal, like I've shown you here, over here, where you go to paper wallet. So this can be basically a more formal entity, and you can trade this. And I'll show you more about how that's possible. So once you have the crypto wallet, like I said, what happens is it joins all the addresses, the joining of the addresses, and it creates one specific address within the wallet. Once that's been created, you can remove the funds from the crypto wallet, and you can put it again into other addresses. So again, you know, I would be able to have a wallet, a digital wallet. So if someone was working in a rural environment and they had a computer, they could basically create a wallet and then transfer funds into this address. And this address could be a note, for instance, like a currency note. So here, for instance, we talk about email message. So it's similar to an idea if you consider like an email account and you're sending a message to someone else. It's very similar idea, but imagine you're sending that message to a specific folder within an account that's locked. And that's what we're talking about here with the bit address. So it's very similar to this. And now this process of transactions, email messaging, is where the key is of the crypto network. This is the blockchain process, if you will, the kind of like keeping a record of this transaction and where most of the computer power comes from. Okay, so I'll give you an example here. For instance, this is a crypto wallet again. And the crypto wallet, let's just say there was $1 in the crypto wallet and you wanted to transfer it to 6 other different addresses. That's very easy to do. You could simply just divide that $1 into 6 different parts, and then it would put the respective amount there. In this case, it's 16 cents 6. So that would be divide the $1. So, and you can put any fractional value in here. That's why I showed that. Likewise, you can put $10. If you have $10 in your crypto wallet, you could put $10, and each one could be $1, which would be more preferable if you're looking at a rural environment where you wanted to designate specific values for specific printed out addresses. So this will allow us to basically go from creating an address, right, in a digital environment to printing it out on a piece of paper. And this piece of paper can be used to basically trade in rural environments where they don't have banks or where they don't have access to anything that's digital. So this is the key in utilizing this technology in rural environments and allowing those people to kind of trade without the necessity of having a central environment of banking authority. I think that's basically it. There is also a very good website called Bitcoin Wiki, and you can go through the details over there as well. I just wanted to include this to give you a quick idea again as to how this is all put together. And this is really all you need to know about utilizing cryptocurrency. I think next I will be doing a segment on how do you actually get cryptocurrency, because you might have the wallet, like so if you're in have a store or something in a rural environment, how do you then apply the process of actually attaining a wallet that has cryptocurrency in it. So if you have a rural store and you need this cryptocurrency, you might have the computer, you might have a printer, you might have access to these websites and that software, but ultimately you still need to get the value, the form of value, which is the crypto, the Bitcoin in this sense. So I'll show you that next, just to have more clarity. And then you're basically there. You're basically already ready to be used, quite easily. And that's it, really. So thank you for listening. This needs a lot of work, but I'm just throwing it in there when I can. So I don't have time to make it all neat, but I hope this helps. Thank you. Bye.